116 Hotline.
This is Sadie.
It's Valby.
And this is Sutana.
And welcome back to another episode of 116 Hotline
Podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in to
Thank
all
you.
of our viewers, audioly and physically.
And thank you to all our listeners if you're listening to
Yes.
us on Anchor, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
Because we are now on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
We are now on Apple Podcast. And if this is your first time watching us, we are a trio
Yeah.
of sisters that are just here to speak the truth, create a safe space for all conversations. Amen. For anything that is considered taboo or things that are not talked about. That's our specialty.
Out of the norm.
Or just shit we want to talk about just because we
for
want to
real.
talk
Like,
about it.
because, okay? And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Either way, let us know.
Let us
Or
know.
not. Go to the next podcast. That's fine.
Yeah. Bye.
Our goal is to also make you feel, like you said, feel comfortable. And we've been told that it's like with our conversations, it feels like you're literally, you
In the
as a
room with
listener is
us.
actually literally in the room with us.
We
So
get
I
that a
like
lot.
that.
Yes.
So yeah, let us know how you feel about that, and or
Period.
what we can do to
To make you feel more
welcoming and just
like we're in the same
inviting.
room.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the same room.
And like always, we always want to say that if you have a specific topic or anything that you feel like you want us to touch on, feel free to comment it to us, DM us, message us.
Honestly,
It can be
anything.
anonymous. And if you feel like you have some feedback you want to give us on a specific episodes, feel free to do that too. We appreciate, we honestly want more feedback.
Yes.
That way we know what things you like, what you don't like, and how it makes you feel.
I think here in a few months we are gonna get a new space, so eventually we're gonna invite some more guest speakers on the
yes.
show. We might even do a
So
quick
it'll
little
be a new setup.
a whole new setup.
This is temporary.
For now. It
Yes.
works though, and I think one of these days we should definitely do like a quick little live just to answer questions and interact with our like what we
should
did.
do that.
Did we ever do that before? In the very beginning, just
In the very
yes,
beginning,
very
just for
beginning.
But for
fun.
now,
But now
we can go on
we're-
our 116 Hotline Facebook page or Instagram, and
Yes,
go
or
live with our
TikTok.
friends and our people and just interact with them in general.
Yes.
So, Sadie, has anything exciting happened in your life lately besides work and work
Besides work, I know, like literally.
and work and parent teacher conference and work?
Yes. Other than that, I'm recording with y'all. So I do have a love life. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
This is our little stupid inside joke. If you know, you know. Okay, so Brian and I, we are doing great. This is, I think I mentioned.
How cute.
I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I lose in this moment? You are so important. Nobody like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. I hate that song.
I don't even know what that song is.
Oh, wow. That's
I hate that song because it's a song about lovers.
Is that SZA?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is SZA. Okay.
How can
Next.
I lose anything, baby?
I just killed my.
Switch up real quick.
Switch up.
They're both box. Okay. But no, yeah, we
You guys are in love.
Oh my gosh, we are very much so.
And they're expecting.
Ding, ding, ding,
Nothing.
ding, ding.
Nothing.
Just we're expecting
Expecting.
to
Nothing. Nothing.
eat some good seafood.
Oh.
Yes.
That's always on our freaking radar.
Blue Coast, if you're seeing this,
baby.
If you know, you know.
sponsor her.
Sponsor.
If you know,
Not
you
sponsored,
know.
But if you want to sponsor us, let us know. Okay.
Ooh.
Seriously.
We should
Seriously.
record a podcast of us eating there.
Oh my gosh, we have to.
It's really loud right now.
Honestly, I think we're doing so good. Recently, not recently, but yeah, a
You
few
guys just
weeks
been
ago,
doing good.
yeah, we
Yeah.
had like a little late celebration, of Valentine's / my birthday.
Okay.
And he kind of surprised me with something, and it was like it caught me off guard. I thought it was gonna be a proposal, but it's not, which is great. And it's great, honestly. Some people might be like, "Oh my gosh, why?" But in my opinion, I tell Brian this all the time, and Brian, that eventually, yes, like I see my future with him down that road, but not right now, because I feel like I really still do enjoy my space. I love living with my parents. I'm helping them with like mortgage, and I really enjoy my space and my time with my family.
Yes,
But then
per.
whenever we hang out, we literally only see each other on the weekends. Like we don't, because during the weekday we're both doing our jobs, we're working, we're busy with our stuff, and then we come together the weekend. And I just feel like it gives us the time to really enjoy, each other's presence. And so he gave me a little surprise. It's just it's nothing big, but it's like a little promise ring. It is the sweetest thing ever.
Big.
Apparently,
I had no idea.
What are you talking about?
Everybody knew about it. All of my friends. He reached out to my friends, my close friends, Valerie. He was asking her about rings and all that, and I'm like, I had no idea.
I was literally like this, like, whatever. You guys are so in love. I fucking hate you guys.
Barf, right? Literally.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it literally caught me off guard. It was the sweetest moment ever. Like it was just so. I don't know. It was just like, what's the word? I feel so corny saying this, but it's just magical. It was just so magical.
This
Like,
boy being her DM
fairy tale.
say she's pretty.
She's in love with the Brian.
And he playing football and he teaching and he coaching. He know he the reason.
Oh,
She's in love with Brian.
Hey.
Okay.
Like
nice.
So, do you think that you and Brian would live together before you guys get married? Like, trial that out?
That's such a good question. I feel like a lot of people, in normal society nowadays, a lot of couples do that.
Yeah.
Like
They do.
younger couples, right? College, whatever, teenagers,
Yes,
older
ma'am.
couples, they tend to live together, which
Yes,
is, I
ma'am.
don't know, I think it's just a norm. However, I am a little more traditional in that aspect, and maybe not so much because of what I've known, because of, what like our parents' expectations are, but
Yeah.
my own self, I feel like I don't want to like live with him yet until we are like fully maybe I don't even know about engaging.
engaged?
What do you think? I don't even know about engaging. Maybe engagement. Maybe engagement. But then definitely for sure together and secured in a home together after we're married. Well, once we are married. is what I
See,
should say.
for
Because-
me, my opinion on that has changed because I feel like when you live together with somebody, that's when you get to know them the most.
that's true.
Like, because then you're around them more, and like your home is where you de-stress and is where you really are authentically, truly 100% yourself.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
feel like me now, I wouldn't mind living with somebody beforehand. Like, I wouldn't do that now because I have kids, but like if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't mind living with somebody before we get married, like just living with an apartment together, because then you truly act like yourself, and you know exactly how they act. Because like I got married after being together for a year, and after we got married, the person acted totally different and was nothing like what I expected.
But then I see there's a flip side too, because then it's like if you move in with somebody too soon and then you get to see all their flaws and stuff like that, then it's like, for me, it's like, at what point is it a merge between you're already doing wifey duties versus you're not even in that position yet? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not talking about wifey
you know what I
duties.
mean?
Yeah. But then I think
like,
from what I'm trying to say is,
you know?
I've seen both y'all.
I think from what I'm trying to say is just like seeing how they act, not so much
Like
as like
their
what
true
they do.
self.
Like
like 24 hours type of deal,
Yes.
like seeing how they are when they really wake up, and whenever they're the way how, like somebody said, was it you or someone that mentioned to me, like how they brush their teeth or how like
Yes.
how
Stinky
they-
breath.
whatever,
like how they
morning.
really are
Yeah.
at home.
I see what you mean by that. Like, I mean, because I've spent the night with Brian, here and there. So
Ooh,
I
I'm telling your mom.
B.
it was ugly, but so I mean, I feel like I get most of that already. But then, like Valerie said, when you're actually living with them, you're literally with them all the time, so you really see every little side of them. And I see that too. But then, like, at the same time, I'm like, I'm already. If I'm engaged with him and before I'm living with him, then I'm already signing up for this. Like, I'm signing up for this, and whatever your flaws are, and that's what the vows are for. In like marriages and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think it's important? Like, what are your guys, like, both of your guys' thoughts? Like, do you think living with someone for a long period of time and just being partners, like boyfriend, girlfriend, is okay? Or do you think, and like having kids too, in some scenarios, they never get married?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's really important for you to put a title on it and get married and then have kids? Like, do you think that there is a significance in that? Like, do you think it is important?
I
That's
think
a really good question. Yeah.
I think that like in the societal norms, people would think like this: date, engage, marry, have kids.
Yes.
That's the norm.
That's what
That's the norm.
they think. But I think like more so these days, people just kind of they do it in
They
their
go
own
all
way.
over, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do it in their own way.
Whatever.
They'll get a house, and then they'll have kids, and then they'll
Because
get
life
married.
is not linear.
Yeah, life is not linear, and like everyone's life is not the same. 'Cause I know a few people that they've been boyfriend girlfriend for a long time, and they have kids together. They live together.
Yes.
And they just don't have that title. And
But
like,
they act like a married couple.
yeah, they act like a married
Yes.
couple, and they
Pretty
do
much, yes.
everything. Like I know a lot of people actually that are like that, and they're my age. And I don't know. For me, I feel like just because I'm a lover girl at heart, I feel like I have to have that title. I'm like a hopeless romantic. So
Okay.
I feel like if I am the mother of your child, and like I feel like that's such a big responsibility, like being the mother of your child, you know. But also at the same time, it's like you don't have to stick with the person that you have kids with.
Ooh, period.
You know?
Period. Say that again for the one time.
You don't have to stick with the person that you have kids with.
Say a lot for the ones in the back.
You right there, you listening.
Whoever you are.
Because I feel like they think like, oh well, I have kids with this person, so
you're
I have to get
obligated.
married. I have to get married to this person because we have kids. No, it's not like that. You know, some people are not compatible as partners,
Yes.
but they can be compatible as parents,
parents,
co-parents. You know.
Thank you.
That is
And-
so important to understand.
And I think people just think like, oh no, you're pregnant, you have to get married.
No.
No.
You
Don't
have
do
to be
it.
a couple.
No,
Don't
no.
do it.
Don't do it, because especially getting married around just because of a child, that's
Yes.
going to put so much burden and stress on that child,
Yep.
and your relationship with that child,
expectations
that-
of the relationship.
yeah, and you're honestly going to resent that child.
Yes.
Because you had to be put in a relationship because of that child, and
I
it's
mean-
not that child's fault.
It's gonna like remind you of, you know,
Yeah.
like, even though you don't want to, at times that will, I mean, either way, it's
It's going to be in the
remind
back of your head,
you know?
like, oh,
Yeah.
I had to get married because I had
Because
you.
of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's terrible. You shouldn't do that. You should not definitely.
if you
not
don't
do
feel
that.
like it's right, do not do it.
that's one of the things, like you said, that it needs to be normalized more often now in the modern world, which it is now. I do see it more, but like
More,
you said,
yeah.
yeah, like you can still be co-parents, but you, like you said, maybe you guys are not compatible in a romantic relationship.
Yeah,
you know?
romantically.
You guys can
yeah.
still be friends. You can still be co-parents and be partners in parenting,
Yeah.
but not partners in a
Romantic relationship.
See,
And that's
because
just how
I
it is
feel like
sometimes.
back to like the timeline of things, because for me, when me and my ex had our second child, the really only reason why we had our second child was because we felt like, okay, that's the next step, you know, like that's the next thing to do, is like it's time for another baby, because you know that's just like, well, like I said, you date, you get married, you have kids, and then you just have another kid, and then that's pretty much it.
So like you're
Yeah.
putting an expectation.
yeah,
on that.
but
that's the next
really it's like, who made these rules?
Right.
Yeah.
Who made these rules
That's
about
true.
that's the order, or like
to
that's
make
what
it
you
work,
have to
go.
do?
to make the
Yeah.
relationship continue to work.
Yep.
Because some people, like, who is it, somebody that we know, that person and their girlfriend, they've been together for years, and I think they just had their second child, yeah, but they're still just boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're absolutely just fine, you know, just living their life, living together and all that. But like I said, for me, I'm a hopeless romantic. If you're gonna put your seed in me, baby,
You better put a ring on
you
it.
better put a ring on it.
I think for some, the title matters. Like for you, Val, people are like you, where it's just like you're a hopeless romantic, and like, yeah, that title is really important to you. But I think like for some people, that's all it is for them. It's just the title, so they don't even need to have that, you know. So I think it really depends on who you, what you're comfortable with personally, and then what your partner is comfortable with personally, and it can go either way. But I think for the people that are living together and they're just boyfriend and girlfriend and they are on and off and stuff, don't feel like you're trapped.
Yeah.
Just because you live with the partner, and don't feel like you are going to be in the endless cycle that you eventually have to marry only this person. Just because you're married, or just because you're boyfriend and girlfriend, and you guys have lived together a long time, long term, does not mean that that is 100% your person, and that's okay too.
It's kind of like that one episode when we were talking about some people, they're just comfortable now.
Yeah.
So they're so comfortable, and they're like, okay, well, we're so comfortable.
Like the next step
the
is
next step is just to get
married.
And it's like, are you in love with that person, or are you just used to that person?
Are you just used to their company? Are you used to someone just being there all the time? You know?
Yes.
And I feel like at that point, then it's like, when do you like leave? if that's not what you
Yeah.
want. And that's also another point where it comes to like, you need to love yourself and appreciate yourself. Just because you're on and off, it doesn't mean you're stuck with that person forever. I mean,
No,
life
there
does
are always options.
life does exist around outside of that person.
Yep.
But then again, that's just where the self-love comes in, where you have to hold yourself to a higher standard of what you appreciate and love about yourself and what you're willing and not willing to be put up with. You know, like, life doesn't revolve around that person just because you've been with them for 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Or just because you've had like one or two of their kids. It doesn't like that's not gonna tie you down forever.
I feel like those things that you just mentioned, those, like, you gotta ask yourself, is that enough to spend the rest of your life with that person?
Ooh.
Because I remember someone mentioned this to me a while ago. I don't remember.
Say it, sister. Say it.
It was Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hi,
Shout out
shout out to
Ashley.
Ashley.
Al Sharif. That's how her last name. The boys' mama. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love her to death. If you ever watch this and listen to this, yeah, she mentioned in the past with my past relationship, because we're connected with this, my past relationship, and sometimes she said, sometimes not just, sometimes even just love is not enough for a relationship, because it comes with other things like trust, commitment, and everything else, you know, in order to make a relationship work. And then I'm like, dang, that hits hard, because that's true, you know. Like, just sometimes just love is not enough. So now I'm thinking about what Valerie just said. Even if you have kids with them, is that enough for you to commit to be with this person for the rest of your life and make it work around everything, and to turn it to convince yourself that this is love?
Ooh,
you know, I'm not Dr. Love or anything, but I'm just saying speaking from experiences.
That's fact.
Because I mean, I hate to compare, but you know, by nature we compare. I feel like, so I always compare my past relationship with my relationship now with Brian, and I'm thinking, like you said, if I feel like now, if we were to get married, I feel like I would be ready, and I would be ready to commit, because I feel
Brian,
like
you hear this? Brian, you hear this?
Stop.
Brian, you hear this?
Shout out, Brian. Okay. But then, like, I feel like I will be ready to commit now, because I have something to look forward to with him. I feel like I have something that's worth, you know, waiting for, worth just
looking forward towards,
you know, and
like, you're excited to live life with him.
Yeah, and vice versa, because he reciprocates this.
Ooh.
Whereas in the past, that never really happened, but then now he reciprocates it, and I see it and I feel it. So that's why I'm like, yeah, he's the one. But
oh, I love that. Cry right now.
Cry. I might in a little bit, but no, but then with the whole, like you said, going back to the living together, I want to, like, we spend time with each other, you know, like a couple nights, couple days, whatever, and then we go back to our regular lives.
Yes.
And I like that cycle right now, because it's a good routine for us.
Yes.
You know, I feel like we find a pretty good balance.
Yes. I feel like you guys spend like enough time with and enough time without, like, just enough
For sure, just enough. Sometimes not too. Sometimes our time together is a little bit short, but then it's okay, because I keep reminding him that, you know, we still have the rest of our lives together.
Ooh. And I feel like you guys are more appreciative of the time.
I keep telling Satana that whenever we do get to see each other, we're like, we've missed each other. We spend quality time together.
Like, you treasure the time you guys have together.
So how long do you think is
acceptable?
You should, in your opinion, how long should you date before you get married?
So
that's a good
I really
question.
like the question, because in the past, I feel like I said, I'm just so used to, like, you know, the traditional thing, like, maybe, you know, you need to be together for, like,
it's hard to not think
X
like
amount,
that.
yeah, exactly, when that's all you've known, and that's what you've, you know, grew up on, like, X amount of time before you get married. Oh wait, you've only known each other for a year, you're getting married, wait, what?
Yes.
You know, type of situation. Whereas now, I'm like, Brian and I, we've been together 2.5 years. It's gonna be 3. And like you said, my mind is like, you know, it's set on that, where I'm like, okay, 3 years, that's like nothing. Like, no, we can't get married yet. But then now that I'm thinking about it, with, you know, with the whole promise ring just from the other day, I'm like, holy crap, I think I'm ready. I think I'm grown enough to accept these things, even though, like,
make the decision,
you know, like, even though, I mean, it's not happening now, but in the upcoming years, if it does happen, I'm like, whether I'm fully ready or not, I think I'm still more of the side where I'm like, I'm ready to commit regardless, because I don't see myself with anybody else anyway, regardless. First of all, because I'm too grown, I'm too old to commit to the relationship. It's fucking
Tinder.
And second of all, like, I really do appreciate him, and I believe we are each other's person.
I think for me, it's like, when, like you guys said, there's really no timeline.
Yes.
But what really matters is if you're both 100% truly committed to each other.
Yep.
And when you guys are 100% like wholeheartedly, like that's what you guys want, like you guys both know, setting ground rules from the beginning, like, hey, I'm not here to fuck around.
This is what my expectations are.
I'm here looking for a long term, not a short term. And like, if this is what you want to, like, let's try to make this work out for the long term. You know,
Exactly.
I think if you set those ground rules, then I don't think there's really any time. But also, like, that person and you just have to have the same mindset, because if you're the only one with the mindset of I want this long term, but they're in the mindset of ooh, I still kind of want to be out here playing games, then it's like at the end of the day you're the one that's going to get screwed over, because you're really thinking long term while they're thinking shawty's at the club. You know,
Exactly.
So
I'm about to get these girls some drinks.
Yeah,
seriously,
because
that's just, in my opinion, like why try to be in a relationship in the first place? Because we're at that age where we're grown, you know. And some of you listeners, you may be a little younger, but I'm just telling you, you know, like right now, when you get to our age, or even now, even like if you don't,
I feel like it's not even worth it with playing around.
It's not worth it. Like if you're ready to commit.
Just find someone that's willing to commit, or wait for someone who's willing to commit,
because the same expectations and
to match your energy.
Yes, because it's like it's really not worth it playing games, like trying to figure out, oh, does he like me? Does he not like me? Is he talking to other girls? Is he not like? It is not worth it stressing like that.
If
like
you have to
at all.
And you see, and back with the whole living together thing, I also know that there are people that like in relationships, couples, that they live together in order to be closer to supervise them more, you know, just to see, hey,
toxic. That's even more toxic.
Don't do that.
That's not good, dude. Like that's not good. Don't do that. Like if you already have that thought, then
you can't trust.
Then you need to be alone. For you. That's why you need to be alone for self. You need to be on a self-love journey, self-healing.
There's something within yourself that you're not comfortable with.
Yes,
that's why you're projecting onto that person, because you're automatically assuming that. And you know that person's out to hurt you,
and it can go the other way as well. Like maybe that person has done something to where you're thinking, oh, okay, wait, he's done this, so maybe I need to.
I gotta keep a close eye.
Now that already,
and you shouldn't be living like that.
You shouldn't. Like that's already your first red flag.
So just like Valerie and Sadie said, there's no actual timeline, and I agree with that, because even for me and Danny, we've been together for it'll be 7 years this year.
Dang.
Crazy that we've been officially traditionally married, but I feel like just now we're starting to really fully 100%
I was just gonna
understand each other as individuals and also as a couple to get like partners together. And it's taken this long because really in reality it takes a lot of self-work before you can make a relationship work. So that would be my only advice for people that are in this situation, that are waiting for marriage or are unsure if you even want the title, or just finding a partner that you want to be with a long time. I say, like Val said, make sure you guys have not the same mindset, but that you each understand each other
goals and what they want out of a relationship.
Yeah, and individually too. You have to know yourself 100% before you can understand someone, before you can understand each other as a partnership. Those are 3 different things you need to understand: yourself, your partner, and they need to understand themselves as well, and then you guys together as a unionship. Because there's so many different factors that go into a working relationship that can be a factor to the end point if you want to get married or not. You know, there's no real time frame, but I would just say make sure you do that self-work first, because you don't want it to be all for just nothing, you know. And you want it to work out, and you want it to be positive, but I would say, you know,
in the long
work
run.
on yourself first. And just because you guys are dating doesn't mean you have to 100% be committed to that person. But again, like you guys said, if you're not having the intention to even stay with them long term, there's no point.
That kind of
playing games.
That kind of brings me to a point where in relationships, and like that one show on Netflix, I've never watched it, but Leslie's always been trying to convince me to watch it. The Ultimatum.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it.
Now
it sounds toxic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, because like at first I'm like, what the heck is an ultimatum? And then I knew where you know, in the relationships, and they pretty much give their
either
husband or their wife, like, you marry me, or it's like
boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like you either marry me or not be with me anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's like imagine being put in that place. First of all, if you are someone that you want to put someone in an ultimatum, you probably just need
There's
to walk out
something
of the
wrong with
relationship.
you.
just
And
need to walk out
at
of
that
the relationship.
point, you should already know that you both have different goals in a
Yes.
relationship. One wants to get married, one doesn't.
is not sure.
So
You
it's
don't
like
know.
there should be no point in even arguing. Like that's where the line should be drawn. Okay, you and I both want different things,
Yes.
and I don't want to give up what I want. You don't want to
Yep.
give up what you want.
Yep.
So maybe it's best we just go our
Go
own separate ways.
Yeah, I thought.
And it's like, why does it have to get to that point?
That's what I'm saying.
I hate ultimatums.
In a relationship, if it has to get to that point, then at this point, even if you do tie the knot afterwards, I guarantee you
It ain't
that
gonna work
It's not gonna
out.
be
it's not gonna be
good.
pretty. That
Yeah.
marriage is not gonna be pretty.
And any partnership, what I've learned is that, you know, you have to stop being selfish in a partnership. That's how you make it work.
yes.
When you're thinking about something that your partner is doing, or you're thinking something about, you know, like that they're doing that's making you angry, think about from their point of view.
Yes.
Instead of thinking, oh, they're doing this because I.
statements.
It's not about you. It's about them. You know, like when you start being unselfish is when you really see partnerships or relationships, like it just change.
The dynamic.
The
of it,
dynamic. Yeah.
Like you said, in a partnership, like relationship, if your goal is marriage, like you said, it's literally you guys are in this together. That's the whole point of it.
It's compromise. Like they
Compromise.
always say, it always is compromise. It's never going to be yours,
One or the
mine.
other.
It's compromise. 50-50, baby.
You have to learn
Someone
how
got to give a little bit. Someone got to let it go a little bit. That's how it works.
No, that's the one thing that Brian and I are still working on. Like we are pretty good at it now. Like in the beginning, not so much, but I will have to say that, you know, take pride in it because we have come a long way.
Yeah.
And we've worked
Yes.
so hard with it.
Yes.
And I'm not even gonna lie, I was one of those that I was like kind of, you know, selfish at first, because I mean I was so like into like just like everything about me. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, not so much of, hey, you need to do this for me, but then more as in like okay, you do your own thing, I do my own thing. Like so much in the beginning, to the point where, you know, one point, you know, he spoke up, and then I heard him out, and I'm like, okay, wow, you're right. Like I didn't see it from that point of view
Yeah.
before. But then so now we sat
Communication.
down.
See, he
is
communicated
key. I love
how
that.
he felt.
Yes. So it's definitely key. There's a lot of aspects that you have to put into a relationship to make it work.
It really
And
takes work
And
to
like
make it
Susanna
work.
said, you've been with Danny for 7 years.
We're
and you guys are
just now 100%
learning.
getting each other.
And I love
100% having open conversations. Like at the 7-year mark.
Yes. And here's the thing, because 7 years down the road after your marriage, like it could have gone either way. It could have gone
Yes.
like you if y'all could have probably
Absolutely.
been like, okay, you know what, like we don't have anything in common. We can't even talk to each other, like you
Absolutely.
said. But then instead, you guys, you know, persevered, and you guys actually are at this point now, which is good. And it's a continuous, like, what do they call it? It's a continuous, like, not job, but what is it?
Like evolution, growth.
Yeah, in a relationship, right? Because you're always
It's
continuously
growing.
yeah, like
And-
learning
and-
about each other. And
So how do you guys feel about then if someone's been in a relationship like boyfriend girlfriend for like 10 plus years and like they haven't gotten married?
So
Like-
I'll go ahead and speak up
Go
now
ahead.
first. So in my opinion, well, like you said, like I don't remember who it was that said that maybe some of them, marriage is just the word
title.
marriage is just the
Yeah.
title. So if the relationship works with them too, as long as if you guys make it work and you guys see an eye to eye and you make it work, and like you said, even if you guys have kids and you guys are still not like considered wife and husband, you're
yeah.
still in your eyes, you
You're
guys are living
married.
together.
Yeah.
You guys are doing the wife duties, the husband
Yeah.
duties.
As
so
long
you
as
guys
they're
make it-
happy.
As long as if y'all are happy.
So would you be boyfriend
That's
and
good.
girlfriend for 10 years?
With Brian, if
With
we make
Brian?
it work, yes. But then, in my opinion, I want to be married. I want to be a wife.
yeah.
Like you said,
Like,
I want to
But by 10 years, you want to be the wifey though.
be. Oh heck yeah!
See, that's,
that's
the thing.
what I'm saying.
Like, for me,
heck yeah, I want to be.
10 years after that, I'm out, baby. I'm out.
Because
I'm
it's
out.
I
like-
know people that have been together for 10
because
years.
you could be with me for 10 years, but you might not be loyal. You might not even want to marry me. You might not even see me as a long-term partner.
Because
So-
what if they're scared of commitment with
Exactly.
you and they don't want to commit? That's
So
why you
that's
guys are
why I'm
only
like,
boyfriend and
bye.
girlfriend.
So are you guys saying that so what I'm understanding is the word in the title marriage means a deeper commitment then?
Some people it
For
does.
some people it does. Okay. So I can see that.
I would say
So-
most people it does.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say that's the really till death do us part.
Part.
Does. I would say marriage is more like being in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship is still commitment and
Yeah,
like it's still
absolutely.
commitment, but I feel like marriage is just like to the next level, like till death really do us part.
Like
you know,
you're in this,
R.I.P.
like you
like
locked
really,
in.
like we're
for real,
locked
we
in.
in it.
Yeah.
If we locked
in.
ain't no switching up.
up.
I was celebrating the other day about that.
No, my friend.
It's like,
But
if you
okay,
locked in.
yeah, okay. I guess I can see that for sure. And
I
that's-
think for different people the dynamic works.
yeah.
For most people it doesn't, and that's why you get shows like The
That's
Ultimatum.
That's yes.
Because people have that mindset. But I think if for anyone to say that it works, I mean, it could go either way. But for the people that I know personally that have been together for 10 years and they've gotten married or they haven't got married, it can go either way. Time does not matter, y'all.
So, how do you guys feel about people who have been together like that, but they feel like they're entitled, like they have to get married just because they've been together for so long?
I would say you toxic. leave the relationship right now.
Yeah,
Work on
in a
yourself.
sense, like for sure. Like I think it's like a little bit of like the
It's selfish.
It's selfish, and it's also like maybe the pressure of society of saying
Yeah.
thinking, oh, okay, we've
You've already been together for so long.
why aren't
Yes,
you
so
just
now you have to get married.
So
Yeah.
that's my opinion on that. Like you really just gotta stop paying attention to society. And
Yes.
you really just gotta do whatever works for you. And of course, there's gonna be eyes, there's gonna be judgment. But at the end of the day, like Valerie said, if you're happy with your partner and you
Yes.
guys know what you guys real, that's
Yep.
all it is, baby. That's
Plus, at the end of the day, who even made these societal norms?
Yes.
Who made the rules?
And honestly,
like-
every relationship is different.
all. Different.
Even though you see a model relationship, they like, damn, I want to be like them. Their path to get there was so
Plus,
different.
you
than
don't know what
yours.
happened behind closed
Closed
doors.
doors,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally.
That's what, okay, like, I'm just gonna speak on this real quick, is that's what I kind of don't like about people judging me and Danny's relationship, because they see us now in year 7 and they're like, wow, you guys are like so compatible, you guys are, you know, comfortable with each other, you guys get each other without even having to talk. And it's like, yeah, we do, but it's year 7. It's year 7. You don't know what took us to get to this point in time, and it took a lot of
2 kids
self-work,
later. Yeah.
personal work, partner work, arguments, like disagreements. Like, it takes work, it takes time to understand a person. It's not just easy. And don't think that what you see on the outside is what it's always been like, because no, there's so much more to how that person got there, or how that relationship got there.
I think a lot of work in relationships happens behind closed doors.
Yes.
And as it should.
Yes,
As
can
it
we say
should.
that? As
Hang
it-
on, sit again.
A lot of work in relationship happens behind closed doors, and as it should.
Okay, do not.
Please.
Don't air your dirty laundry,
Do
because you know
not.
why? Then when you guys are fine and cool, people gonna be like, "Wait, weren't you guys just arguing?"
Yes, that is
like-
the number one rule out. Do not be airing out your dirty laundry, because you don't know
No.
what kind of snakes.
And your relationship should be sacred and treasured. You know,
Yes.
like you
Between
don't
you
know
and your partner.
You don't know the people
Yes.
out there that are waiting
Their
for their
intent.
their chance to ruin it.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
The intentions are not always pure, baby.
Period.
No matter who they are.
No matter who they are,
No,
it could be
your-
people
your
close to you.
Sister. It could be your.
It could be your
family
best
member.
friend, your child neighbor.
It could be anyone that is close to you. Okay, all I'm
Honestly.
saying is, do not be just airing out your laundry to anyone, and to, especially on social media. Okay, please.
Oh, child.
Oh,
We had a
we're
conversation
too
about
old for that.
Please, we're too old for that.
We're too
And-
old for that. I know
and in the
grown
end,
people that still do that crap.
it's gonna bite you in the butt anyway. So just don't do that, because it's bad. Period. If you
Anytime I see people do that on my social
I'm just
media,
like, oh,
I
God.
unfriend them.
Yeah,
I think
it's
I need to
like
start doing
block,
that. This
block,
year, I need to start doing
because you
this.
don't need to see it. It's so negative and like toxic. It's just like, oh my gosh.
And then
here
2
we
days
go
later,
again.
they're back together.
Exactly. It's
Why were
like,
you like in high school? Stop this.
it's like, you know, you were never gonna break up with them, like for real, for real. So it's like, come on.
I think when you like meet the right person that's ready to commit with you, you'll know. Honestly,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I remember people always saying, "Oh, when you meet the one, you'll know." And I used to be like, "What? That's so corny." and
But
lame."
what about
But
now?
it's like literally like, "Oh crap!" Like,
Ooh.
dang, I know that feeling. Like,
Right?
If we're locked in, ain't no switching up.
No, seriously, it's so weird thinking about this, because I never imagined myself to be the type of
Wow.
person like this. But seriously,
She's
like,
in love.
She's in love.
She's in love with
the
Brian.
I just want to throw up thinking about it, but I mean in a good way. But
Ooh.
honestly, if you're with someone and you feel like if you have any doubts at all, if you have any
Doubts.
like you know any
Second thought.
second thoughts about it, reflect on that.
If you're thinking
Think
about other people.
if you're thinking about other people,
If you're thinking about the possibility
of
of other
the
people.
Or the entertainment
of other
the
people.
people.
Well, let's say that again. The entertainment of other people.
Take a step back.
Take
Reflect
a
on
step
yourself.
back
And here's the thing.
Like me. I'm reflecting on myself.
Love it. Oh, I love. Yep, exactly. Here's the thing. No shame at all. Don't be ashamed of that, because you are self-aware and you know yourself and you are owning up to it.
Yes.
And you're taking a step back
like me.
You're taking a step back to explore your options.
Yep.
Whether that's just yourself first or whoever else. You are totally fine. Like, you need that time, honestly.
Yes.
Period.
Honestly.
That's my dog in the background.
Sorry.
Disregard that. Actually, it's my dog. But
Stupid.
anyways, these dogs.
You know, I didn't know that foot dogs was a nickname for foot.
Oh god.
Like, your dogs are barking.
Like your toes.
Like your feet.
Oh, because it's saying that your dog, like your feet are so gross.
No, because like your feet hurt so much. Like your dogs are barking.
It's not because it hurts. It's because it's so gross and it's barking.
No.
What is it? Which one is it?
I don't know. All I know is that they call it dogs. We're so fucking
It's like
old.
a saying.
Dude, we're so
Yeah,
fucking
it's like
old.
saying your dog. My dogs
Whenever
are barking
your,
because like
your
my
toes
feet
are out. They always say the dogs are out, which is the toes.
Yeah, see, that means it's so gross. And
Well, that's not what Evan told me. So
I don't know. We're so old. Anyways. As always, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Be sure to review us if you listen to us on any of the podcasts. And if you're on YouTube, give us a subscribe, comment, like the video, and let us know what you thought about this episode. We also upload new episodes every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next week for a new episode. Bye.